Hey everybody, my name is Leah Osenga. As most of you probably know, football season is officially back, and I myself could not be any more excited. So I thought, what better time than now than to teach y'all how to make my all-time favorite game day recipe. I'm going to teach y'all how to make slow cooker original Chex Mix. So, Chex Mix has always been a fan favorite in my house. We always are the family that brings the Chex Mix to any outing that we ever go to. Whether it be church outing, a family outing, or a sports outing, we always have the Chex Mix on board. Usually my mom and I, we just get all the ingredients together, we throw it on a pan, we put the sauce on top, and we just shove it in the oven. Well, recently I was scrolling through Pinterest, and I saw the slow cooker original Chex Mix recipe, and I thought I might want to try that. I tried it and it was an all-time favorite hit. I will always use the slow cooker recipe from now on. I will not go back to the oven recipe. So for this particular recipe, we're going to be using 3 different kinds of Chex cereal. We're going to be using the corn, the wheat, and the rice. I just bought the Walmart brand and all of it, so it's cheap and it's easy. We're going to be using pretzels. I just got the small kind because I don't like the big kind. It takes up too much room in the crock pot, so I decided just to get the small kind. We're going to be using Cheerios, just the regular Cheerios, and we're going to be using peanuts. I just got the salted peanuts. For the sauce, we're going to be using butter, seasoned salt, Worcestershire sauce, and garlic powder. I like to add garlic powder. The garlic powder is optional, but I think it adds a little bit more taste to it, so I like to use it. So, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I went ahead and measured out all this stuff already. So, in this bowl we have the Chex cereal. It's 9 cups of Chex cereal. I went ahead and did 3 cups of each. So 3 cups of the corn, 3 cups of the wheat, and 3 cups of the rice. So we're just going to add it all in to the slow cooker. Then we're going to add our pretzels. We have 2 cups of pretzels, and we just go ahead and add it on top of the cereal. Then we're going to add the Cheerios, and we have 1 cup of Cheerios. We just add that on top too. And then last we have our peanuts, and we just have 1 cup of the peanuts, and that just goes on top of everything else. So that's it for all the food ingredients. So now we have the sauce. So the sauce is going to be 1/3 cup of butter, which is 6 tablespoons of butter, so it's almost a full stick. I just went ahead and put that in here already. You go ahead and melt it so it's nice and warm. I have that in the bowl now. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt. So I just went ahead and used a spoon. We're going to do it over the bowl so any excess just goes ahead and goes in the bowl. I went ahead and used the Morton seasoned salt. You can use whatever type of seasoned salt you want. I just went ahead and bought this. Now we're going to add in the Worcestershire sauce. I got the Harris Teeter brand. You can get any brand of Worcestershire sauce that you want. So that is going to be 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and measure it out. So that's about 1/4 cup. This is a 2-cup measuring cup, so it doesn't seem like much, but that is 1/4 cup. Go ahead and add it in with the rest. And lastly, you're going to add in your garlic powder, which again, if you don't like it, you don't have to add it. I just think it adds a little bit more of a flavor to it. Just a little bit. You don't have to put much. So that's all that, and now you just whisk it all together. Make sure everything is combined well, that there's no chunks of the salt or the garlic powder or the butter. We're just going to whisk that all together until it is completely combined. It will turn out to be a brown type of mixture, a little yellow because of the butter, but it's mostly brown because of the Worcestershire sauce. So now mine is completely combined. So we are just going to add it on top of all of the stuff in the bowl. Just kind of distribute it evenly over all of it. It might look like it's not much, but it ends up being a lot when you actually mix it all together. So now we're going to mix it all together. You can do it for about a minute or until you think that is all of it is completely coated in the sauce. Again, it really doesn't look like there's much in there, but you really just need to mix it well for you to notice all of the sauce in it. Go from the bottom and kind of flip it over. Go from the sides. Just make sure you have everything completely mixed together. This recipe also serves 12 people. You can half it if you don't want that much, or you can make multiple batches of it, but it does serve 12 people. So I think that is pretty well combined. Make sure that you do get it all off of the bottom, because the bottom gets a little bit soggier than the rest because it does all go to the bottom. So I like to kind of flip it up and over just to make sure that it is completely covered. All right, so there's that. Now we're going to put it into the slow cooker. Go ahead and turn the slow cooker on to the low setting. And we're going to cook it on low for about 3 hours. So the kicker of it is that you have to stir the Chex Mix every hour and then the last 30 minutes. So we're cooking it for 3 hours. So we're gonna stir it the first hour, then the second hour, and then the last 30 minutes, so 2.5 hours. And that is just to make sure that the sauce doesn't burn on the bottom or burn on the sides, and that everything is still coated with the entire sauce. So now that we have that in the slow cooker, when it's all completely finished, I like to take it out of the slow cooker and put it on separate pans, or just lay it out on a bunch of paper towels. I like to do that to let it air dry or just let it breathe and let it harden up a little bit, because right when you take it out, sometimes it is a little soggy, and just letting it out of the slow cooker lets it harden up a little bit. When I go to game day parties, I like to go ahead and put it in a bowl kind of like this. If you would rather make it look prettier or something, you can put it in like small glass mason jars, and that makes it look a little nicer, like if you were going to a formal party or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I hope it becomes a fan favorite at your next event. Thank you.